Today, I'm going to be breaking down IDK by Wizkid featuring Zlatan, where as usual, I'm going to be talking you through the various elements that I'm picking up on as we go through it. All right, guys, you know the score. Headphones on. Let's get into some new music.
Tough times don't last, but tough people do. You go stand tall. Eyes red like we joke. Puff pass for the pain, yeah, I love. Never really wanna know your interest. Money there for my mind, I'm in business. Many times they try to play my intellect. And you know my shop, I'm gonna build the rest. Yeah, when you ready, make you take the shot. And you know what's gonna happen, make we ginger next. Sound.
Yeah, that's filthy, mate.
And I know the man feel tonight.
Okay, right, I am going to stop it there. We've just leaked over into the chorus, but let's talk about the intro, or at least the very, very short intro that we had, and the verse. Okay, so kicking off with the intro. Now, we didn't really have one, if I'm honest. So if you're an aspiring artist or you're a producer and you're thinking, do you know what? How can I avoid boring people with long, unnecessary intros? Well, this right here is a banging example of that. You know, look, all that we had here was a little bit of sound design, right? We had some birds tweeting and a few other things as well. We had this set of keys come in and then boom, we're straight into the verse. Now, talking about the verse, the first thing that we notice is that we get less of what you might call a traditional Afrobeats beat. In fact, it reminds me more of like a kind of mid-90s, maybe early 2000s commercial hip-hop or R&B beat, especially when you consider how solid that kick drum is and how snappy that snare is. Now, from the get-go, we've got the bass in there, and it actually sounds like a live bass to me, which is absolutely fire. And we've also got a nice set of smooth, jazzy keys in there. We get this banging additional sound that comes in. It only comes in momentarily. It's a do-do-do-do-do-do-do, but it really does a good job of helping to support the feel and vibe of this track. We've also got some backing vocals in there, just kind of following up on some of those phrases or repeating some of those key phrases. And what I like particularly about these backing vocals is the fact that they're not obvious, they're not overpowering. In fact, they are quite subtle, and if you weren't listening out for them, you could easily miss them. Now, let's move on to the keys, because we get partway through the verse and we actually get a key change. But what threw me off about this is that there is a part within, or a point should I say, within the key change that I would expect the keys to come back down, but actually they continue to go back up. So not only was it a bit of a cheeky surprise, but I think it's a nice touch. And sticking with the theme of the keys, just one final thing to pay attention to. If you notice, early in the verse, the keys hit on the first beat of every bar, but as we get deeper into it, they actually become more active. So let's go back, let's listen. Boom. Listen to how solid that kick is. How snappy the snare is. And there's that banging instrument. Listen to the backing vocals. Live bass. Many times they try to play my intellect. And you know my shop, I'm gonna build the rest. Yeah, there's that sound again. And you know what's gonna happen, make we ginger next. Sound. Chorus. Strip back. I know, man, I want it tonight. Backing vocals. Yeah, come my people make we day tonight. Make we follow, make we all line. One my feel like I know mine I will be tonight. No apologies tonight. On my own feeling right. I love my DJ.
G's tonight. Sometimes that's what you be sometimes.
Okay, right, we're going to stop it there because we have leaked over into the second verse. So let's discuss the chorus. Okay, so the first thing that we notice about the chorus is that things actually get stripped back. And what we're left with, at least for the most part, are the drums, percussions, and the bass. Now, what I particularly like, or something that stood out to me, is what happens when we tip over into the chorus. We get this cheeky instrument hit, like a dun, and it's absolute fire. Backing vocals, they are still firmly within the mix, but you'll notice that because things have been stripped back, those vocals are actually much more prominent in the chorus. Shift over into the second segment, what happens? The bass changes. If you pay attention, the notes actually become longer and much more drawn out. Also pay attention to what's happening with Wizkid's vocals. What we get within the chorus are these occasional tail-offs on his vocals. And then the final thing is what happens to transition us out of the chorus over into the next verse. What do we have? The same keys that were in the intro in the chorus being used as the transition. Let's go back. Let's listen. Strip back now.
And I know the man feel tonight. I know man I want it.
Back in vocals. The fire.
All my people make a day tonight. Make a follow, make a line.
Bass change.
I know mine I will be.
Tail offs there.
No apologies tonight. On my own feeling.
Right, listen to the keys. It's going to transition us.
She tell me say she go leave you the love no need to money. Relationship with money no day, it go later boring. It go later sour, it go later scatter. She go serve it breakfast on a bigger platter. I said that's why I pray every night.
Nice cut there.
That I get paid so I can slay. Life show me pepper.
Back in vocals again.
Chance to marry when they take advantage. Had no choice so I pay the price. My gay bread me I thought to slice. All the dirty for my life me I sanitize. Money true get size, better realize. Better realize.
And I know the man feel tonight. I know man I want it tonight. On my own feeling.
Okay, right, let's stop it there. We have to talk about the verse. I have noticed something within this chorus as well early on. But let's talk about those kind of two things, the verse and this little bit within the chorus. And then we'll just go ahead and see the rest of the track out. Okay, so I'm not going to lie. There are definitely lots of common themes within the second verse that we've already spoken about. But do you know what? It's common in music. But what I do want you to pay attention to is what's going on with the vocals. So it's quite common in sections like this where you have a rap element, or you have, like maybe in other songs, a talking element where you'll hear lots of tail offs, ad-libs and repeated phrases, and you may even get some extensive layering, and they do this to help pad those vocals out. So pay attention to that, because this is no different. You can hear them quite a lot, but just listen to what's going on outside of the lead vocal. The final thing I just want to draw your attention to is what's going on with the backing vocals. So we actually have some variation here. So instead of just coming in and repeating some of those back end phrases from the get-go, we actually get some oohs within the first segments. We get ooh. It's not until we shift further over into the verse that we start to get those repeated phrases. But again, pay attention, they're not in there all the time. They actually cut off, or they're removed from the mix when Zlatan goes over into that singing tone. Let's go back, let's listen, and let's see the rest of the track out.
My feeling right. I love my D's tonight. Sometimes that's what you be sometimes.
Here we go. Ad-libs. Repeated phrases.
She tell me say she go leave if the love no need to money. Relationship with money no day, he go later borrow.
Listen to those backing vocals. We got ooze at the minute. Strip back. Repeated phrases now.
Life show me pepper, many things I can't say. Chance the movie when they take advantage. Had no choice, so I pay the price. My gay bread, me I thought to slice. All the dirty for my life, me I sanitize. Money should get size, better realize, better realize.
And I know the man feel tonight. I know man I want it tonight. On my
Oh yeah, I actually forgot, didn't I, to mention about the chorus. So the thing that's different here, that was different in the first chorus, is the bass. And we've also got an additional instrument in there that wasn't in there in the first chorus. Actually forgot about that. Let's go back just one or two, right? Just so you can pick up on that, right? Listen.
And I know the man feel tonight.
Listen.
I know man I want it tonight. On my my people make we day tonight. Make we fall and make we all line. Everybody falling, oh yeah, just falling. Big bag every day calling. We don't take, now we don't.
Ad-libs.
Stop feeling, yeah, my brother, trust me. We don't talking.
Backing vocals are in there as well again.
We think I'm storming. Me, you and look what she thought. I deal with my people, they ginger. And the sound they pass up the speaker.
Some horns in there as well. Bangs, mate. Okay, that's it for me. If you want to see more breakdown and analyses videos, there'll be things popping up on the screen right now. Other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I will see you in the next one.